Periodically, I will have patients say that they have suicidal thoughts, but everybody does. It's a conclusion that they've come to, and I disagree with that. I don't believe everybody does. Uh, I just no, it's not true, and I think it's a mistake when people kind of slough off suicidal thoughts that they have. They slough it off as it's just normal. Everybody gets them. It doesn't signify anything. I think that could be a big mistake. It could be like a defense mechanism that's sort of trying to protect you against getting to some truth or some conflict that's going on that you're not aware of. And when you're not aware of it, it can build up and get worse. And then sometimes catastrophic things do happen, impulsive, reckless things do happen that you really would not be doing if you were thinking clearly. So my point is, if you have suicidal thoughts, then you should take them seriously and try to figure out what's going on with that, why they're happening, and they could be happening for a variety of reasons. Now, also, I want to indicate that suicidal ideation, as we say, suicidal thoughts, it runs a range of lethality. So thoughts can be very minor, or they can be very major. Like, I'd like to drive into a tree. I could take a bunch of pills. Geez, I know my boyfriend's got a gun. So those that serious intent and planning, and you think about what you might do. That's serious lethality potential. But it's again, it runs the gamut of hey, maybe it wouldn't be so bad if I didn't wake up in the morning. Life is very difficult. It doesn't look like it's going to get better, you know. Everything's very depressing, but you're not thinking. There's no intent or plan. It's just like, geez, it wouldn't, being dead, man. It doesn't seem like that unappealing, you know. But then there's also stuff like people feel depressed and down and they lack motivation, and they examine their lives and they go like, what's the point? I don't really seem to have a purpose to all of this, so what does it matter if I live or die? No, sometimes it could be I'm a burden on my family. People who have a chronic pain and disability oftentimes feel that way. uh, there's all sorts of like milder thoughts. But you got to look at it. You got to look at it from two perspectives. One perspective is the physiological. Now, it's possible that you could get depressed and suicidal thoughts from medications, for example. Sometimes antidepressants, ironically, can do that. But other medicines can do it also. Blood pressure medicines, cholesterol medicines, stop smoking medicines. All sorts of medicines can do that to you. So you got to think about, okay, even antibiotics, have I taken anything recently? You got to look at, physically, are there other symptoms possibly that could be going on at the same time? Have you had a recent blood test? Do you have a thyroid condition, diabetes? These can cause depression, blood sugar changes, thyroid, testosterone, a variety of things, physical things, and physical illnesses. Sometimes can manifest. They can start out as being depressed and maybe having some suicidal thoughts, mild thoughts. Uh, there's all so it could be your diet. Have you changed your diet recently? Have you decided to eat differently? Uh, have you eating more of one type of food than another? More sugar, perhaps. Who knows? So anyway, so yeah, but you should also be talking to somebody. I think you should confide in someone that you're having these thoughts, and I do recommend seeing a professional therapist of some sort to kind of discuss why this may be happening. At the same time that you want to rule out any physical causes of it, you also want to, make sure that something's not brewing, that something's not developing. So you want to really look at, what's going on in your life, the stress, the relationships. Are they good or bad or painful, or are you unhappy? Are you angry a lot? Are you very frustrated? Uh, or is nothing going on at all? Is everything fine? You're happy and fine in general, or you should be, but you're not. You're not happy in general. You should be though. You've got everything kind of going well in your life. But also you should examine it with a therapist, because sometimes we have unconscious stuff, conflicts and confusions, things that we have defended against, that we put up walls, so to speak, so that our conscious mind won't realize that that they're disturbing thoughts in some way. And so when you go to a therapist, sometimes you can fish that out of there and look at what is really bothering you that may not occur to you consciously. Uh, so uh, in general, I guess the point is to take suicidal thoughts of any sort seriously and examine them as objectively as you can and get help with them. And you always want to err on the side of caution. Get blood tests, get some lab work done. Make sure you don't have a thyroid condition causing you to have depression and weirdness or anything else. Okay, that's it.